Hi Libra, and welcome to your reading. Let's see, what does Libra need to know? Okay, let's see, being that we got half the deck here for you, Libra. Not a where. Wait, mean aside. Wait. Wait. Side. Not it. Where? Wait. Wait, this is this main or side? Alright, any more side messages? No. Okay, Libra, down here are your side messages, but we're not going to get into that until after the main spread. That being said, let's see what we have for you. The King of Fire, the Sage, Ace of Air, the King of Earth, Ten of Air, the Child, Queen of Water, and Eight of Earth. Let's see what we have for you, Libra. Because in the present moment, you have the King of Fire energy. Yeah, you're moving in the energy of a born leader. You're moving with a take charge kind of energy, but it's not like you're directing everything. You're the one who makes the final decision. It's so funny because the King of Earth, sorry, not King of Earth, King of Fire, whatever may be going on around you can be a little bit chaotic, because Spirit is also showing me like a room full of people going back and forth, open discussion, dialogue. Everyone has all these big ideas and suggestions, but nothing's getting done, no decisions being made. It's like you have to backtrack every once in a while because someone took things down the wrong course and now have to course correct, figure out a new way, or even starting over. But Libra, with you King of Fire, it's like you have the final say. What the king says go. Sure, everyone has a voice and opinion, but it's like you stepped up and took charge when no one else would, or because no one else could. So if things go wrong, it's your fault. But at the same time, if things go right, it's because you took the time to think about things carefully, weigh the decision, and go with whatever felt right to you that was still in the best interest of all. Yeah, the way it's coming off, you wouldn't be your first choice when it comes to leading or just taking charge of anything. But apparently shit gotta get done, and you was the only rational or logical brain that could actually make what could be seen as a sound decision based on all the voices, opinions you heard around you. Was the one that was most safest, most secure, the one that would either guarantee success or be the most productive. I'm also hearing that has minimal risk. As far as the energy in your environment, yeah, it's just reinforcing it's how you're responding to your environment, because you're the one who's providing sage old wisdom. The sage is someone that is an elder, someone that's respected in the community because they've lived their life. They lived through several different experiences. They have life knowledge, can pass on wisdom to others through proverbs, storytelling, and there's a meaning in everything they say. It's like, yeah, this is not somebody in your environment. This is how the people in your environment view you, which is probably why some may naturally gravitate towards you now for advice or wisdom. And still it comes across where you may not even want it this way. Please just leave me alone. Do it have to be your first choice when seeking a second opinion? But at the same time, you have the skills of a natural born leader. You give sound and reasonable advice. You can back up the things you say because you're actually knowledgeable about what it is you say. It's like you have hidden wisdom, life experience, or whatever it is you're talking about, or what it is you're doing. If this is job related, you could be someone who's been in the field for a decent amount of time, either the longest in the company, or at least more than 5 years. But either which way, you have knowledge to offer. You have wisdom. It's not like you speak for no reason. The people in your environment, they look up to you as someone that can help them along, teach them what it is they need to know, or at least point them in the right direction. As far as what place are your strengths, you have the power to change perspectives and create a new way of thinking. Yeah, I'm hearing if someone's being stubborn or have a strong will, it's like you have a way of saying things or phrasing things for them to adopt a new point of view. Like, I never thought about it that way before. Yeah, this Ace of Air is more for the people around you than you. Because yes, do you take the thoughts and opinions of others and consider them before you make a final decision? Yes, but it comes across more so where those are in disagreement with you. It places a strength that you have the power to change their mind. Majority rules, but for the minority, you talk to them in a way that they have no choice but to back down, because either your logic is sound or they actually change their mind, their perspective, they have a new way of thinking that's more in alignment with yours and those of the majority. As for those that are just being stubborn and don't want to convert or play along with the majority, it's like they have no choice but to bite their tongue. Because again, the way you say it, the way you phrase things, your ability to change minds, anything they say after that, it'll be known. It'll come off as you're just being stubborn, you're you're just being stubborn, you're just being difficult, you can't admit that you're wrong. And that's the kind of power you have to change minds, to change perspectives, to give them a new way of thinking, to transition to with minimal to no resistance. And again, like I said, even if they do over here still want to argue against it, it comes across where they're just being stubborn because there's no logical reason, there's no basis for them to keep on arguing of why their way is the right way, even though they've been outvoted. As far as your present moment, King of Earth. Yeah, you may be moving in the King of Fire energy, but you may also be coming off as the King of Earth, or need to play the role of the King of Earth in your present time. Someone who's practical, reasonable, in the words of Spirit, someone who's practical, reasonable, doesn't take unnecessary risks, I'm hearing you stay grounded and rooted amongst all the chaos. So even when there's arguing and fighting and strong disagreements, you don't let it shake you. It doesn't get to your core. You stay grounded and rooted in your decision. Like, even if people are still arguing while you already made a decision in your mind about which way to go, the constant fighting and arguing around you is not going to faze you. You're just going to keep on listening to take in information from both parties to see if anything they say changes your mind. Because you're not the type to make an unnecessary risk, but at the same time, one, you don't want to have a biased opinion, and two, you want to make sure you don't miss any vital information before opening your mouth and having the final say. Yeah, you want to be sure. Because being that you do have the final say, you don't backtrack in your decision making. Libra, you may be the type to want to be absolutely sure before making the final call. Because like I said, you don't want to backtrack your decision. If you don't need to, or if you don't have to, you're not going to. You want to be willing and able to commit to the idea and see it through to the end result. Yeah, because again, if things go wrong, it's all your fault, but if things go right, for some of you, it may be another notch on your belt. That's not for all of you, it's for some of you. But for others of you, it's my victory is your victory. Yeah, so for some of you, not all of you, another notch on my belt, you take a small victory within yourself, like a small sense of pride, because you actually got it right. And you didn't make the wrong call. But anyway, based on the energy that came out for you so far, there can be one of three choices or course of actions you may take based on the current cards that came out for you. The first being the 10 of Air. Yeah, you're mindful of the gossip and whispers, but you pay it no mind. You're staying dedicated and focused, looking at things from a higher perspective. You didn't ask for this change, but you do welcome it again. Yeah, you did not voluntarily sign yourself up for the leadership position. For some of you, it just happened. From the moment you opened your mouth and made that first call on a decision, giving your reasons why no one could argue against you, it's like, damn, that's what set this ball in motion, where now you're the one in charge. You're the one who has the final say, because that first time you opened your mouth, everything you said was true. You had everyone on your side, and not one person could disagree with you. So for some of you, that especially if you resonate with this ten of air, for some of you, that's how it all started. That's how it happened. I'm hearing that's how you got sucked into this mess. But anyway, it's not a change that you asked for, but it is one that you welcome. Some of you do appreciate it, because it allows you to go through a transformation of being a true leader, to understand you are capable of playing the role of being a leader, not a follower, not just someone who sits on the sidelines. You see things from all angles, even the ones people think you don't see. And it's now you're viewed in a different kind of light, one of respect and prestige. So for some of you, it may not even matter if you're in the same job, have the same job title, or the same ranking in your friend's social group. You think you may have the same ranking in your friend's social group, but at the end of the day, the loudmouth is the one that gets attention, but you're the one who has the most respect. Now, as far as the second path or course of action, you're being asked to balance things out with the child. Being a leader, you may have stopped looking at things from the fun side, being optimistic, or just going with the flow of things. It feels like you restricted yourself in some way, shape, or form, where you don't feel as free, that boundless energy that a child naturally has, thinking they can do anything and everything. It's more of someone who's forced to sit down, be quiet, be seen and not heard, take a test and hope you don't fail. So yeah, that's what I'm picking up on. Okay, so Libra, with this path or course of action, you're being asked and reminded to simply enjoy life. You switch from being a follower. For some of you, you switch from being a follower to a leader. Others of you, you're a natural born leader. Your voice is being heard, but at the same time, you're shouldering such responsibility that you need time to take a breather, relax, smell some fresh air, go for a run, see a movie, take a nap. Do something just because you can, just because it's Sunday. Do something that makes you feel more like you, that reawakens your spirit, that makes you happy, that forces a smile on your face, no matter how hard you try to control it. Because right now, you're more of you're more on restricted energy, controlled, limitation, and that's fine for your adult life with whatever responsibilities you have, and being a leader in other people's eyes. You do need time to take care of you and just be happy. Do what you want to do, regardless of the consequences. Wait, regardless of the consequences? Oh, within reason, okay. Now, last path or course of action, you have the Queen of Water. For some of you, you may be taking on too much. Yeah. Too much emotion, not enough logic and wisdom. Burning yourself out, hearing the thoughts and ideas of others, but never getting your own time to vent. So, Libra, some of you may have spent so much time in the leadership position, people coming to your advice, having something to say. They need time to vent, they need time to heal, they need time to pick your brain for answers. But who's taking care of you? Who's the Queen of Water in your life? Because you're so busy being the Queen of Water for everybody else. Yeah, with this path or course of action, it's coming off of on one of two different ways. One, where you need to be the Queen of Water in your own life. Counsel yourself, rely on your intuition to know when to stop and when to start. In a sense, take a break for yourself. Listen to your mind and listen to your heart and your mind. Heal your own emotional damage and wounds. Take time to vent and release your anger that you're holding on to. Get rid of the stress of the day. Where others of you, because like I said, I'm getting it two different ways. You can be the Queen of Water for everybody else in your life, but you can't be the Queen of Water for yourself, where you nurture, love, and take care of yourself. So you need to rely more on the Queen of Water in your life, someone who is there for you when you need to speak. Listens to what you say, here's what it is you don't. They rely on your intuition to get to the root of the problem instead of allowing you to tiptoe around it. They let you speak up when you need to be heard and deliver a message regardless of whether you want to hear it or not, because it's something you need to know. Even if it's something you're not ready to hear. So yeah, Libra, you may need some care of your own. Yeah, I'm hearing with the weight of the world on your shoulders. Anyway, what you can expect over the upcoming weeks is the 8 of Air, regardless of the path or course of action you take. Yeah, if you've been suffering in silence, keeping your mouth shut, of the mental toll or stress that this has been putting on Yeah, again, this is going one of two ways. And being that the general reading, y'all know what side that y'all would fall on. Some of y'all are forcing to remain quiet for the greater good. Like, if you know if your shit needs to get done, you're the only one who makes the final say or decision, you're not going to speak up and destroy the newfound peace just to save yourself. Because at the end of the day, nothing's going to get done. And it's going to make the process even longer, whereas others of you need to be heard. You're taking the knife out your back, you're taking the knife out your throat. You're using your own voice to let people know how much the decision making is weighing on you. The glances of, the watchful glances of if you get it right or wrong. Knowing people are watching you, waiting for you to fall from your grace. Yeah, you're sick and tired of it and had enough and you're speaking on it. For those of you that are, or make the attempt, you know what you're putting at stake. You know what's at risk. But you'd rather risk it all knowing that it's in your best interest. And whatever happens today happens. You know that for those of you who do speak up, you know you're still the best choice of making decisions and seeing things through, but you would like somebody else to help pick up the slack. Yeah, say for example, like everything's on you right now. Some of y'all may make the suggestion of either having co-counsel, someone who makes decisions with you or for you instead if you're not available, or to build a council, like a panel of 3 to 5 people to have the final say of what's going to take place. Instead of the decision being weighed on you. But for those of you where this is more of a friends group, or even with family members, again, instead of the decision being on you, it's going to be like a vote among friends, a vote among the family, even a family meeting to discuss the issue at hand. And whatever decision is being made is what everybody has to live with. Wait, Spirit was redirecting me. Yeah, one last thing for those that choose not to say anything. That's not to say you're going to hold your silence forever. You're going to wait till the project's done. All the decisions have been made. When there comes a moment of peace and serenity, before finally opening your mouth to say the toll that this job has been, and that you never want to take up this position again. At least not under these circumstances. Okay, so let's clarify the Libra. Alright, one moment, Libra, because you already know I do not like to see the cards before they are placed. One moment. One more just in case. Because if it's meant to come out, it'll come out. This is, wait, where? Wait, done. There's nothing else for Libra. Not even another side message. Okay, I have to double check, but Spirit's saying that your reading is pretty much straightforward. That there's not much they have to clarify. Or that they, for you to get a full understanding. Okay. Yeah, being the leader was not your first choice. And whatever happened may end up coming around again for whether you're aware of it or not, because it did kind of come across where some of y'all were questioning how the heck did you get stuck with this position, especially when I was picking up on the energy for the Ten of Air. There may have been a tower moment where things really got bad, whether it be with friends, family, your work. No one can know if you come to a decision. They'll be fighting, arguing, screaming, disagreement. Friends and family members waging war with each other. You can feel the tension in the air when it comes to work. Co-workers don't know how to deal with each other. Don't even know how to speak with respect because someone has nerve to shit on their ideas. Oh. So yeah, there could have been a cataclysmic moment that kind of forced you into this position. You know, whatever Libra I'm reading for, you just want to keep the peace. So when you finally had the nerves to open your mouth and speak up and say what it is you have to say, it's like the whole room went silent. And I keep on hearing it, no one could say anything against you because at the end of the day, you was right. Of everybody around you, of everybody in that room, you were the one that was most sound, logic, and reasonable, and yet with the most passion. But it's not to say with the tower moment, like there's something else here. You may be trying to prevent another tower moment, something similar to what happened from happening again. You're trying to stop this from happening again. You're not thrilled about being the voice of reason. But if you don't do it, this is what it's going to come to. The fighting, yelling, arguing, screaming, nothing getting done, no progress, no movement forward. Work feels like a living hell. that you're ready to walk away from. Anyway, but the Ace of Air is clarified by the Ten of Wands. Even though this is your strength, it feels like a heavy burden on you. Because again, with you bearing the responsibility of being the leader, being the one that have the final say, that makes the final decision. Again, even though majority rules, it feels like it's your responsibility and obligation. to get most people on board, as many people as possible. So you're aware of what you can do, convincing others around you to change their point of view, change their way of thinking, adopt a new perspective. You're aware that you're capable of doing this. For some of you, it may not even be that you're good with words. It's just you have sound reasonable logic that can't be argued against. You say things in a way that makes the most perfect sense, where no one can out-logic you, and it's a burden that you bear, especially when people that still want to argue and fuss and fight over with you, just for saving face and not to be proven wrong. Yeah, for some of you, if not all of you, it feels like a dang nightmare. For those of you that resonated with the child, you have the Ace of Swords, and it is time to find a new direction, because what you're doing right now is not working for you. It's not. It's working for everybody else, where everybody else would be friends, family, co-workers at your job. They're getting their needs met. Their concerns are being met. The fighting and the arguing has stopped. They have a leader to help direct and guide them along their way. But what the fuck are you getting? You need a new approach in how you deal with this, and how you deal and how you cope. Because right now, you don't. You're not. So a new way of handling yourself is to get back to you. I'm hearing at least once a day or as often as possible. Something to help keep you well balanced and rounded. Alright. You know those type of people that are highly restricted by their parents and what they can say, what they can do, and what they can eat? And when they become full-grown adults, they splurge, they gorge on it. It's like they have no self-control when it comes to that one thing. Like, say for example, a child was never allowed to eat chocolate, and now as an adult they overcompensate by stuffing their mouth with chocolate whenever they get the chance. Yeah, that's how it's coming across for you a little bit, Libra, where because you're so stuck in playing the role of the leader, restricting yourself and limiting yourself, and overall not being you, that when you finally get the chance, no way in hell do you want to go back to being leader of anything. You're gonna walk away, and and whoever else deals is who deals, but you're going back to you, you're loving yourself, you're enjoying yourself. You're walking a fine line between rational and irrational when it comes to doing what you want to do. So yeah, Libra, it may be in your best interest to avoid that by taking care of you now, finding a healthy outlet for all of this. Because if you resonate with this path, and when you get to the moment where it becomes too much, you're gonna overindulge in just being so focused on yourself and not give a dang about keeping the trains running. You're not gonna want to go back to this. Not even kicking and screaming if they try to drag you back. It's gonna be a hell no. Now, lastly, if you resonated with the Queen of Water, it's clarified by the Nine of Chalices. And time to get rid of what you don't need. And for the vast majority of you, that would be stress. Take the time to take stock and inventory of yourself. Look at everything that's on your stress. Happiness, joy, sadness, your stress levels, your eating habits. I'm also hearing the food in your kitchen cabinets. Take time to look at everything you have inward and outward. What do you need? What you can do without? What's helping you? What's taking away from you? Learn to reorganize yourselves. Get rid of anything that takes away from your life. And balance it out with things that gives you, sustain you, feeds you, nurtures you, help. So yeah, it's time to clear out anything, or at least restrict and limit the things that hold you back, limit you, stress you fuck out. Including the things that you think helps but really makes the stress and aggravation worse. And drowning your sorrows only delays the inevitable. So yeah, for those of you who resonate with this path, the Queen of Water, either you need to take some more time for self-care and loving on yourself and paying attention to your own needs, whether it be on a logical basis or an intuitive basis, or you need to reconnect with the Queen of Waters that in your life. Let them counsel you, help take care of you, support you, they let you vent to them when it's necessary. Yeah, they give you a listening ear. And they tell you what you need to know in the moment, regardless of whether or not you're comfortable with hearing it or not, because something you need to know is something you need to hear. Because Libra, they may even be telling you that you look like shit right now, and then you need to do a better job of taking care of yourself if you have a Queen of Waters in your life and you're currently interacting with them. Alright, now, as far as your side message, you have the 8 of Earth, Choice, and the 4 of Water, along with, one moment, the Fool and Ace of Pentacles. Oh, you're telling me to start with this one first. Oh, you may have definitely started something new, and you may have felt like you're unprepared for it. For some of you, you may have recently had a job promotion to a supervisor or management, which would explain a lot for why you have to make the final decision or the final say. But this new path can be an adventure if you let it giving way to new opportunities that you may not have seen coming. Doors that you never thought would open for you. Now, in regards to the 8 of Earth, Choice, and the 4 of Water, Take pride in your accomplishments. You earned this role. What comes next though is completely up to you. If you're thinking in terms of win or lose, you're asking the wrong questions. What can you do to improve? What can you do to satisfy everyone, if not the majority of folk that come to you? So you may also have to reevaluate the questions that you're asking yourself. Not everything is about success, and that's maybe the lens that you're looking at with the Four of Water. Am I good enough? I'm not sure I'm up to the task. Can they see right through me, my doubts, my fears, my insecurities? Taking a chance but playing it safe. So yeah, you have major doubts and reservations about your capabilities when it comes to the role you're about to play, but Spirit is letting you know that most of the choices you've made, whether you realize it or not, were right and were correct, and were in the best interest of those around you, and even those that disagreed with you couldn't even argue with your logic. So if you, they didn't give in to you because they want to stop arguing. They gave in because they knew you were right. They couldn't keep arguing because there was nothing they could say or do to convince even themselves that you were wrong. This new journey you're on presents itself with a whole new host of opportunities, opening doors you never thought possible or considered for yourself in the past. Anyway, Libra, this is the reading that I have for you. I do hope you liked or at least gained some insight from it. If you did, please like and subscribe as there are more videos to come. That being said, I shall catch you in the next one. Bye, Libra.